How to use failure as lessons towards your success. You see, the reason I'm making this video today is to talk about business failures, because this is something that I don't actually see many people talking about when I look online. There's few people that are recently talking about it nowadays, but it is not so many people that talk about it, including the successful people. You know, some successful people will talk about their failures and how they failed, but not really go into detail about their failures, because you want to focus more on the success, and this is what we are mostly attracted to. But for that very few select people that are interested in knowing and understanding how to use their failure as lessons, this is a video for you. My name is Tepo Mavimbela, older brother Tepo. In this channel I speak entrepreneurship and entrepreneur's mindset, and let's get right into it. You see, I have done a lot of side hustles, I've done a lot of businesses. There's some businesses that I've stuck to for a very long time. And for those that know me, they'll know that I've been a photographer, I've been a videographer, and I've also had a small marketing agency, and on and off with the marketing agency, that is. You see, how I got into photography is that I was a musician, trying to make it as a musician. I was very passionate about that. But then I discovered the camera, and I found that I like it as much as I like the music, but I would gravitate more towards taking pictures more than I would gravitate toward going into studio and making music. As much as I loved it, I still love it to this day, but I gravitated towards photography a bit more. And from the year 2015 up until 2019, actually, 2015? The first time I used a camera was 2013, and then the first time I owned my own camera was 2015, but I had been taking pictures before that. So 2015 to 2019, I was full on into photography and video, and on and off with marketing. This was digital marketing for other businesses. And unfortunately, with photography, I did too much. And when I say I did too much, I mean that I overworked myself. And for a lot of times, I overworked myself without even getting customers, without even getting clients. So I would get into spurts of anxiety and depression, into a rut, out of a rut, and just to make ends meet. I did that business for a while. I loved doing that business. I did photography for a while, you know, and with the digital marketing side of things, I did get customers here and there. Some customers paid me a shit ton of money. Some customers paid much less. Some customers eventually didn't pay me anything. But what happened in all this happening is that I always had other business ideas. You know, my dream is to actually have a business that builds other businesses. My dream is not to have one business and you know me for that one business. My dream is to actually have a business that builds other businesses. But in my journey towards that, I'm realizing something with the things that I have done. And I think I have about 2 to 3 lessons. Let's just see how the video goes. Wow, winter time. So one of the first lessons that I learned about business through doing a lot of businesses is that sometimes you shouldn't be doing too much at once. See, when I was a photographer, because sometimes photography didn't pay me enough to pay my bills and to live comfortably, I did the digital marketing, and I also did video. Mind you, by doing photography, video, and digital marketing, one of the hustles there would have to suffer, right? So my video work, I look at my video work, as much as I understand concepts, as much as I understand how to do certain things, I don't believe that my video work was good enough or as good as it looked in my mind, because what I would see in my mind and what I would create was totally different. And when it comes to my photography, I believe that my photography was good in the style that I loved to see when I take a picture. I still love my photography work. When I see some of the pictures that I've taken back then, I think to myself, wow, that's me. I took that picture. I took that picture when I was not even a good photographer, but that picture is nice. And I did digital marketing, and the digital marketing side of things also suffered a little bit because I had so many focuses. So my digital marketing customers would not be fully happy with the work that I was providing for them. Some would be absolutely happy, but the trend is I would have a customer for 3 to 6 months and then that customer would walk away. This is also in part of not making my customers understand that I was doing marketing, not sales, which was brand awareness, and what they had to do on their own is get their customers and do their own sales. Like I help them reach their customers. The sales is all up to them. This is the first lesson is the fact that I did too much. So I had to narrow myself down to 1 or 2 things. The second lesson that I've gotten from this is that you will burn out. When you do too much, you will get to a point where even if it's something that you are passionate about, you will burn out, and eventually you will not do such a good job. You will not like doing that work that you are passionate about because you are burning out. That's the second lesson. In fact, I'm realizing there's actually 4 lessons in this. And then lesson number 3, the third lesson, it's that you will learn a lot. And this is what will tie into learning how to use business as success into your journey. You will learn a lot. So from music to photography, video, and digital marketing, what I realize now is that in each of these things, I had to learn how to put myself out there and talk to people. I had to learn how to sell my product or my service. I had to learn how to price it so that I can make profit, for me to pay for equipment and for me to pay for personal bills and have a little bit of savings, although my financial education was not good enough for me to have good enough personal savings. In all these things, I've picked up skills that are helping me currently. And what are those things? 1 is marketing, 2 is sales, 3 is overall operations, which is financial, which is procurement of supplies, and sourcing affordable supplies that will be in good quality enough. The 4th thing that I learned is having a laser focus on 1 or 2 things. And I've decided to have a laser focus on 2 things. I am currently a tattoo artist, and then I am also manufacturing products for hygiene. These are 2 of my these are laser focused. And with this YouTube channel, you might think, well, Seppo, you have a YouTube channel. Isn't that the 3rd thing? Although it will eventually give me passive income, the truth about my YouTube channel is really to promote both the businesses that I'm running, which is a tattoo business and the hygiene manufacturing business. And I've found a way to actually fuse these 2 and make them into one business. This is why when I say TBT Nature's Touch, which is the hygiene product manufacturing company and brand, people think that TBT stands for Tattoos by Teppo. However, TBT stands for Toiletries by Teppo. These are 2 businesses, all separate under one business, which will be the group eventually that builds other businesses. I found a way to laser focus on these businesses and make them into one business and grow it towards that. I have really big plans. I have plans of sourcing income, sourcing fundings to grow the businesses, whether through sales and growing the businesses themselves or through getting funding from other people. And that is the 4th lesson. Laser focus. Although I have briefly mentioned it, having a laser focus on one thing so that I don't have to fail. And I still do make the mistake. Many people who know me personally will know that I'll pick this up, I'll pick that up. You know, like I'll sell a weave there, I'll sell a phone there, I will sell cockroach pest control. You know, I'll do multiple things just so I can get money. But when I do that, it does take away from my hustle and my main hustles. And I am also learning right now to actually have a laser focus so that it doesn't take away from my main businesses. Okay? This is how you learn to use failure as success. You know, you learn how to fail gracefully so that you can succeed. Because truthfully, failure is when you actually give up completely. I may have failed as a musician, I may have failed as a photographer, as a videographer, and as a digital marketer. However, with all these things, I have learned that music can help me sell my products. I've learned how to do photography, so I don't hire photographers when I have to do product photography. And as the business grows, I won't have to learn or hire videographers in the early stages to create commercial adverts. And I also won't have to hire a digital marketer because I understand digital marketing. And although right now I'm doing most things organically, I know how to invest in marketing once there are the finances to do so. I know where to spend the money in marketing. So in the early stages, I will be the everything of the business until the business grows that it can hire in-house a photographer, a videographer, a marketer, HR manager, chief financial operation officer, everything. At the moment, I've learned how to do all these things with all the businesses that I have done, all the side hustles that I have done and failed in. And it is helping me right now. It is going to help my business into growth. It will help me in meeting the right people so that I can create the right connections and having the right access to the right people so that I can get the funding that I need. If not the funding, I will get the lessons to help my business grow even further to get more sales, and I will use the sales as funding for the business. I'm done with this video. Love you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.